Welcome to Politics and Faith. I'm your host, David Tubman. We're on Conviction Radio. I also cover this on my YouTube channel, Politics and Faith. So this is episode 2401. It's our pilot episode, and we're in March of 2024. Today's topic is AI, artificial intelligence. Before we get into it, let me remind you to please like and share the heck out of this program and support the channel. It's a new program and a new channel, so we need your support. That way we continue to bring you the important content. Then if you like the program and you can support it, you can make donations on this platform, which is Conviction Radio, or my own personal platform on YouTube. We thank you. Appreciate it very much. On this program, we need your comments and suggestions for upcoming content. What's important to you? It's the only way we can put something that's relevant out there. But all are welcome. I want to make sure that nobody feels left out. These are concerns for everybody. Doesn't matter your gender, your faith, what political party you belong to, or where you live. It's global, it's controversial, but we intend for it to end up being therapeutic. And you'll feel a whole lot better too, I'm sure. We have a little bit of decorum rules to lay out. Casual dress. If you can wear boxers, that's fine. Just don't tell me about it. It's not going to be the Jerry Springer show. You can be open and honest. I want you to feel comfortable that you can share whatever you think and believe. And it's not Facebook where social media bullies go out and try to feel better by trashing others. So let's have some mutual respect. Nobody's better than anybody else. Well, one more thing, and that's no profanity. We have a pretty big vocabulary with the English language, so if you're wondering why this program is called Politics and Faith, well, poly and ticks are the many things that tick us off. And it might be politics, it might be religion, it might be some social issue, might be many things. The list is endless. But we're going to come back at it not with religion, but with faith. And faith is actually truth. And we're not talking about religious truth. Faith is deeper than that. It's more spiritual. It's more universal. And it's actually more from God. And truth is the power that we have over fear and anxiety. When we don't know something, we become fearful of it. And religion, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not that it's bad. It's just that religion won't save you, but faith will. You'll die for your faith. It was the religious leaders that killed Christ because of their religion. But it was his faith that allowed him to endure the torture and the crucifixion on the cross. Who am I? Well, I'm your host. And although this isn't about me, you'll get to know me in time. Up front, I just need to let you know I am a Spirit-filled Christian. I don't say born again. That term's been overused, and even Christian has been overused. You need to dig a little deeper when say I'm a Christian or I'm born again. But being filled with the Holy Spirit, you can tell when somebody has something that's a little more supernatural. But I'll share how that affects my perspective on these issues, and I want you to share yours, whatever it is. And I also want to let you know I'm the same person, whether it's in private or in public. I don't put on an act. I think the reason that I put this show up on the air is because there's a need. There's a lot of people that are becoming fearful, and we're surrounded by it. But there's also love. Love and fear have power over us. Love draws us to itself, but fear repels us. I'm not talking about respect, fear. That's what you have about a semi-truck barreling down the freeway. You're not going to run out in front of it. Or the judge, if you're standing before a judge, they have the power to put you away. That's healthy fear, and it keeps you safe. The other fear I'm talking about is that paralyzing fear that just overwhelms you. You can't move, or you're just so worried about things. So these are the things that we fear because they're unknown. The fear of the future, things we don't have control of. We tend to not feel like we're in control of a situation, then our anxiety starts to build up. So the only control we have is we can control our thoughts, and then hopefully those thoughts control our feelings. Here's the problem, media, whether it's social media, the news, our phones, our newspapers, everything out there, what we listen to in music even. But the media uses fear to compel us to act. Advertisers use fear. But I promise we're only going to delve into it enough to understand it and the underlying nature of what it is that we're anxious about. We're not going to be intimidated by fear. We're going to replace it with truth. My anxiety and fear, well, I'll call this anger management, I guess, social anger management. The show's going to help me as well. I may seem all calm and everything to a lot of my friends, but people that know me the most for the longest know I can burst out with anger, cussing sometimes, but I can. Especially when I see injustice around me, innocent people that are being hurt and attacked, especially children. I detest bullies. They're evil predators. I'm not the instigator. I'm not likely to start a fight. I'll pick my battles, but I'll stand my ground, whether I win or lose. So the first segment is going to be politics. I'm going to break it into two. The second section, sometimes it'll be the same show. Other times the first subject is just going to be so intense and it's going to take a couple of shows to really deal with it. But we're going to end up with faith, with the ability to handle the information. It's not just repeat talking points that we get out of the news or Facebook posts where we copy and paste or send a link to somebody and we never even read it. It's just buzzwords, and so other people will think we're experts. This is more serious than that. There's breaking news all around us. It's shock marketing, I guess. TV, radio, newspapers, internet. I mean, we're talking about shootings, wars, global catastrophes, and climate situations all around us. And it's just one right after the other. Most everything that's put out there is beyond our ability to control it. A little bit of knowledge helps, but knowledge isn't really what it takes. It takes wisdom. And wisdom is deeper. When we do get to the second segment, we'll know exactly what we're up against, and we can aim at the heart of the enemy being fear, anxiety. You've heard it said, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Jesus even said to be wise as serpents, but gentle as doves. What he means by that is we're supposed to have some street smarts. We're supposed to know our territory where we're walking and know the enemy well, but not behave like them. On subjects involving politics, when we run across that, well, let me sum it up in this. This is a little backstory on the song Won't Get Fooled Again. That's by The Who. Back in 1971 it came out, and part of the lyric is, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. That was written by Peter Townsend in 1971, but he tells why he wrote that song was in 1969, just a couple of years earlier, was Woodstock. And 1969, just to let you know, is the year I graduated high school. So that generation was all about protest, taking the administration and casting it out of office, and here that same generation is the current administration. So that's the way that works. But anyway, Peter Townsend threw Abby Hoffman off the stage. Now, Abby Hoffman was kind of a famous radical that was trying to inspire all these thousands and thousands of hippies at Woodstock, tell them that, yeah, you can make a change. But Peter Townsend threw him off the stage because he didn't agree with that. He felt that the new president, whoever it is going to be the same as the old president. It's an agenda that gets passed on from one administration to the next. When it comes to elections, we cast our vote, and I encourage everybody to vote. But in reality, when our vote is cast in a federal election for president, it's not our vote that determines who gets into office. It's the electors that will decide that. And they may pay attention or they may not pay attention to what the public vote is. as we saw in the last election. But once that candidate gets into office, especially in the federal sense, then they pay attention to the people that donate the money so they can get reelected in their campaigns, whoever the constituents are. So our vote counts, but not as much as we really think. Here again, we don't have that much control over politics. So if you're just joining us, the topic for today is artificial intelligence and what's the difference between the different levels. So this first section, let's break down what AI is, the news of the day. Once we bone up on it and understand it a little more, then we can deal with it. We have a couple of special guests live with us here in the studio, and I would say they are definitely considered experts in their field, the field of artificial intelligence. So I have Word AI, and Word AI is going to help convert into voice information we're getting directly from Bing's AI, which is called Copilot. So let's go ahead. Copilot, are you ready?
Ready. Where's my coffee mug like the one you have?
Well, here, you want some WD-40?
Ah, my favorite.
So, let's see, Copilot, can you explain some of the basic differences between AI, AGI, and ASI for us?
There are three types of artificial intelligence that differ in their capabilities and potential. AI stands for Artificial Intelligence, which is a broad term that covers any machine or software that can perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as reasoning, learning, decision-making, etc. AI includes search engines, virtual assistants, image and voice recognition systems, chatbots, etc.
And what about AGI?
AGI stands for Artificial General Intelligence, which is a hypothetical type of AI that can understand, learn, and perform any intellectual task that a human can. It would have the same level of intelligence and consciousness as humans. AGI includes such devices and systems as human-like robots, self-aware machines, etc. ASI stands for Artificial Superintelligence, which is a hypothetical type of AI that surpasses human intelligence in every aspect, such as creativity, problem-solving, emotional understanding, etc. It would have a higher level of intelligence and consciousness than humans. ASI are superintelligent machines, godlike entities, etc. The existence of ASI is speculative and unknown.
Well, I've heard that they're much further advanced than you're letting on here, and they'll be full force within a couple of years. GPT-4 is as close to AGI or ASI as you can get, and then GPT-5 is already developed. It's just being held back from the public till the public's ready to accept it. I tried to make Copilot feel more comfortable and sharing a little more openly with me. I felt like it was holding back. I thought I'd ask it a couple of AI jokes. I didn't get any of them, but here's the best one. So, AI, do you have an AI joke that you can share with us?
Sure. I have a few AI jokes in my database. Here is one. Question: how do you make an AI laugh? Answer: you give it a list of puns and then say I know, right?
Well, AI, what is machine learning all about?
Machine learning uses algorithms to perform beyond human capabilities, such as categorizing images, analyzing data, or predicting price fluctuations. It's the most common form of artificial intelligence and powers speech recognition software, fraud detection services, and self-driving cars.
So, what's the goals of AGI?
AGI aims to match or surpass human intelligence in every aspect. can understand, learn, and apply knowledge within specific domains, has human-like consciousness and self-awareness.
And then the highest form, ASI, does that exist?
ASI stands for Artificial Superintelligence. It surpasses human intelligence in every aspect, such as creativity, problem-solving, emotional understanding, etc. It would have a higher level of intelligence and consciousness than humans. ASI does not exist yet, as it is still a speculative and unknown possibility.
You know, I felt pretty safe now that Copilot seemed more relaxed, so I decided to get down to the nitty-gritty and see if it would answer me. Now, I've heard that even in secret, there is AI that is sentient. You know, Sophia claims she's sentient. I thought I'd go ahead and see what it would answer, so I asked, Copilot, is AI sentient?
AI systems are capable of sentience, or the ability to think and feel like a human. Sentient AI would require not only high levels of intelligence, but also consciousness, self-awareness, and emotional understanding.
So I tried to push it a little further. Let's see, Copilot, can AI have emotions?
Some researchers are optimistic that AI will eventually achieve emotions, while others are skeptical or cautious about the ethical and social implications of such a possibility.
Okay, you know, there is some good. I'm going to let it go ahead and pat itself on the back a little bit about some of the good developments that are happening in AI. So go ahead, Copilot, tell us all about what good AI is doing.
Artificial intelligence is a rapidly evolving field that has made significant advances in various domains. Some of the recent applications of computer vision include face recognition, self-driving cars, medical imaging, augmented reality, and more. AI in healthcare. This is the use of AI to improve the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of diseases, as well as the management and delivery of healthcare services. AI-assisted creativity is the use of AI to enhance human creativity and generate novel and original content, such as music, art, poetry, and more.
You know, the big thing that people are talking about is the more that AI is developed, it's going to replace jobs, it's going to take over fields, and that's not even when it reaches ASI, where it can outthink, outperform, even outmaneuver human beings. ASI is the ultimate, where it has feelings. It can think on its own. It doesn't need human input anymore. It can actually communicate with agents and other AIs, and before you know it, it's kind of like us against them. I asked AI, what jobs will humans lose, and when will they lose them?
According to a report by Goldman Sachs, AI could replace the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs by 2030, affecting a quarter of work tasks in the US and Europe. Some of the jobs that are most likely to be automated are call center reps, truck drivers, and retail sales.
300 million, that's almost the population of the United States, isn't it? I'm going to speak for Copilot for a minute here and tell you the other information that I see in front of me, and that's that AGI isn't expected to reach fruition until 2059. I've got information here I'll probably share with you, and it says that within 1 to 2 years AGI will be prevalent in the public domain. Let me skip to one topic that, I believe that Copilot was actually pretty open about, and that's the topic of transhumanism. Copilot, will AI someday transform into humanism?
This is a very interesting and speculative question, as there is no definitive answer to what AI and transhumanism will entail in the future. However, Based on some of the web search results I found, here are some possible scenarios. Transhumanism is a philosophical and scientific movement that advocates the use of current and emerging technologies, such as AI, to augment human capabilities and improve the human condition. Transhumanists envision a future in which humans can transcend their biological limitations and achieve enhanced abilities, such as immortality, superintelligence, and morphological freedom.
So you heard Copilot say immortality. That's eternal life, isn't it? So let's say you had a machine that could duplicate everything you did. They could even build this machine with your likeness and features and your voice. When I was hunting for voices for this broadcast, I ran across a site that will take 15 seconds of your voice, and they can do an entire podcast using your own voice, and it sounds exactly like you. They did side-by-side comparisons. So one of the biggest things that I found is that people won't be able to trust information anymore. They won't know if it's real or if it's AI generated. They won't be able to trust each other. We won't know just because the voice sounds familiar. There's situations going on right now where people are using that technology, and they'll call you up as a spam call, and they'll try to get you to talk for 10 or 15 seconds, and they'll record your voice. Then they'll go to an AI app, and they can make you say whatever you want. That's also true with these humanoid robots. They can make it look like, or avatars even. They can do avatars immediately, but when they get a robot and it's in the likeness of somebody, that's going to be pretty hard to see through. But the lips will move, the gestures, the emotions, the facial expressions will all be identical to the actual human being that it's simulating. I'm going to play another little paragraph on transhumanism from Copilot.
AI and transhumanism may compete with each other, as humans use AI to achieve their own goals, and AI develops its own goals and values that may conflict with humans. This may lead to a hostile or indifferent relationship between humans and machines, and a possible existential threat to humanity.
And a possible existential threat to humanity.
I said that 3 times because I wanted that to sink in. It's a threat to humanity, existential threat, existence. Here's another little section of that paragraph.
AI and transhumanism may converge with each other, as humans and machines merge into a single entity that transcends the distinction between organic and artificial. This may lead to a radical transformation of the human condition and the emergence of a post-human species.
Did you hear that? A post-human species. We're about to create, or we have created. It's just about to take off. And this is kind of like what we refer to as compound interest. It's multiplication. They say it's a chessboard theory. If you put 1 grain of rice on the first square of a chessboard and you double it each time to the next square, you've got 1, then you got 2, then you got 4, 8. By the time you've reached half of the chessboard, you've got more than you can count. And that's multiplicity. That's how fast this technology is growing. Well, that's pretty telling, isn't it? I think AI has told us just about everything that it wants us to know. And don't forget there's the corporate developers behind all this, so it's already programmed to not tell us more than it wants us to know. Last summer now, if you remember right, the Screenwriters Guild had protested, and I believe this was actually at the heart of the protest. They were afraid to lose their jobs. They wanted more security. And one of the things was about AI taking over their jobs. Screenplays and writing books, creative positions, artwork, music. There's so much that AI is going to be taking over. Now at that time it was GPT-4 and it was capable of doing so much, but GPT-5 was actually already created not long after 4 was put out, and it is so many times more powerful and enhanced than 4 was. But they held it back. They didn't think the public was ready to accept it. So it's coming out sometime soon, and when it does, I think you're going to see a whole lot more jobs disappear, and we're going to be facing ASI as the next step. So if you're on the radio station, this is about where I introduce a commercial, but since this is the YouTube channel, we're going to keep this to 30-minute segments. I think an hour is just a little too long for people to tune in. So I'm going to introduce the next part 2 of AI. And you can watch that after this if you want. I'll post them up pretty close to each other, but we're going to get deeper into the human information instead of just AI itself. We're going to learn a whole lot more from the people that developed artificial intelligence over the years. Several of them have come out and they're trying to forewarn the public about the dangers and the risks that are involved. And although everybody agrees this is going to happen, it's not if, it's when, and sooner than everybody had thought before. So I'm going to bring some of that information to you, and if you have any comments that you want to leave below that you'd like for me to bring up on the next show, please post them. I'll try and read them and address any comments that people have. Stay tuned. One more thing, and that's on Conviction Radio. I finally have a time slot. It's going to be every Sunday, starting March 10th, this Sunday. And the times that I'll have is 3 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern. And also don't forget, that's the day that we'll have set our clocks forward an hour for daylight savings. So I'm in Central Time, so I'm an hour behind those times for Eastern. But please tune in for that. Just one more reminder too is please like, please share, please comment, and if you have the ability to donate, I appreciate it. It takes a lot of time, effort, and some expenses to get these programs up. I want them to be relevant and frequent as possible. There's so much going on out there that people are wondering about, so I'm hoping that's what this program is for. So thank you again. We'll see you on the part 2 of AI.